Morning, morning, and good morning on this day of recording. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, the 27th of this November. And today we got to raise a serious question regarding mental health. Has Pep Guardiola gone absolutely in cuckoo land? What's going on with Pep Guardiola? And he scratches on his nose. What is this all about? We're going to play that clip, of course. And yeah, that is Pep losing his mind. And of course, in this studio in today, we have the brilliant guest of Sal Warner from Stretford Post. But we're also going to talk about the transfer to Paper Talk news regarding Kvaratskhelia to Man United, and also a potential January target in striker Omar Marmoush. But also the ticket price has gone up for Man United. You know what to do, guys. Smash that like button, like and subscribe if you're new, and let's get right into the show with Sal Warner.
And Garnacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugout at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Good morning, Sal Warner. Okay, let's go. How are you doing, my friend, all the way from Abu Dhabi? Are we laughing?
What's going on, Mick? What's going on,
What's
Mick?
going on? I mean, that's a big question. What's going on with Pep Guardiola? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. Someone needs to call some help for the guy. Poor lad.
Yeah. I'm out there to hurt myself. I mean, Jesus Christ, what is the take on that? Like, is this a broken man or what's going on? I mean, the look on his eyes and the way he walked away. We're going to play the clip. So how about we just start playing that clip straight away and let's discuss it, because I can't make heads and tails. Like, I knew he was cuckoo already. Even Zlatan Ibrahimovic described him as a cuckoo man when he played for Barcelona. Wait a minute. I need to put the sound on here. So let's play the clip. All right, let's go.
Sorry to go off topic, but you've got a cut and apparently some others.
Yeah. With my finger here.
My finger.
With my nail.
Sal, I'm sorry. Is that a little bit of the, really? Finger?
I mean, I'm just waiting for the straight jacket to come into play next game. You know, he's going to be on the bench, or hold it like a straight jacket. You know, the guy is absolutely losing the plot. You know, firstly, I thought he had cats in the dressing room because the way his players were playing last night. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, so, you know, it's either that or, you know what, he's had a fight with one of his players, a little handbags at 2 paces.
Oh, yeah, like a cat fight with Jack Grealish, or like
go away.
Oh, like this one. Hang on a second. I mean, you cannot come out there and have a presser having deep scratches on your nose and say it's your finger. I mean, and come out to say I'm out there to hurt myself. I mean, come on. Like, you must have lost the plot. I believe that he had a fucking go with somebody in the dressing room. What do you reckon?
I think he had a scrap. Definitely had a scrap with one of the players. He lost a 3-goal lead at 75 minutes onwards. So obviously he's going to be very annoyed. And he's probably just had a scrap, had a go at one of the players, and the players have stood up to him. I mean, how can you scratch your nut? Was he? I mean, what nails has he got? Is it Edward Scissorhands or something else or something he's got there?
Apparently Hollywood's going to call him, Paramount Pictures going to call him up for a sequel where Edward Scissorhands, like, you know what I mean? I mean, how is that possible? Let's have a look at it again. I mean, I can play this clip over and over again. Like, you know, hang on.
Hi, Pep. Sorry to go off topic, but you've got a cut and
you got a cut.
Some others.
Did you notice?
With my finger here. With my nail.
My nail. Where's his nail?
That's what
I want to hurt myself. Yeah.
I want to hurt myself, dude.
It'll be okay.
It will be okay.
Hi, Pep. Sorry to go off.
Listen, I want to hurt myself. When somebody says that, like, warning signs, red flag, right? Never in his career has he ever lost, 5 in the bounce. And this was the 6th game in charge when he actually drew. But the meltdown, coming down from a 3-0 at empty head, on 16 minutes, concede those goals. Let's talk about it. Cool and composed without laughing. I mean, I cannot stop laughing. So,
oh man, you know what? It's amazing that, you know, the little bit of adversity that he gets in his career, he falls. You know, he goes into complete breakdown. You know, it's incredible that Erik ten Hag had 60 odd injuries last season, and the man kept composed. As soon as Rodri's injured, that's it. All hell is broke loose. You know, his mental health has gone down. Section 5, Section 8, whatever it is. I mean, that guy needs to be put in a room alone at the moment. The way he's looking, my goodness me, it's
he looked like a psycho man. To be honest, I always said he's psycho for some reason.
I hurt myself. I mean, I know I listened to 9 Inch Nails back when I was younger, but you're definitely gonna need 9 Inch Nails.
I hurt myself today to see if I can bleed, and he did that.
I hurt myself today. Yeah.
I mean, even the saliva coming up, like, you know, he looks like a madman already. He's broken. 100% he's broken. But at the end of the day, I think City also coming in line to him that said, yeah, we will overcome the 115 charges. And, you know, obviously they went for Amorim, and Amorim rejected them because, you know, the sporting director that went there from Sporting to join the job instead of Bergenstein probably told them right. And Amorim told him, like, you know, no, I want Man United. This is the only job for me. And we saw Sporting losing without Amorim yesterday. First loss, right, with 5-1 against Arsenal. So that tells you that we got the right man in a way. But Pep must be absolutely going cuckoo here. There's no retreat, no surrender. I mean, they're going in for the slaughter against Liverpool. There's going to be battering, right?
I mean, surely Liverpool have got their number. They're probably. I mean, I do believe that Man City are crumbling. I think this is their empire is about to fall down. Whatever empire it was, the way it feels at the moment that, you know what, something has gone wrong that we don't know about in the dressing room, and it's gone terribly wrong for them. And these 115 charges, you know what? It's a bit like drinking an energy drink. They've got all that success. They're right up here, and then they're going to crash, and that's what's going to happen to Manchester City. I can feel it happening right now. I can feel it with Pep Guardiola. I've never seen him like that. He looks like a different person as well lately. He's not got the charisma that he used to have, you know, that little cockiness that he used to have. He doesn't have that anymore. He was dribbling as well. He's dribbling and stays.
Yeah, it's like a madman, like, you know, somebody with the rapiers or something, drooling. No offense taken, but still, like, you know, we all know the allegation is upon them. It's a sinking ship, the way I see it, because so many senior executives is leaving, players are looking to leave, and this just proves that, hey, what you're going to do, what kind of manager are you without these top players? Because basically the way they've been cheating and buying all these players for him, you have key players missing, and that's Rodri, 100%. There's no what's his name, Rodri. There's no help me Ronda in the central midfield.
They haven't got no defenders. I think they've got a few players out, but they've got a big squad there. They should be able to survive against teams like Feyenoord, you know, compared to their squads. Compare the squads to their squads, you know, they should be easily beating Feyenoord, you know, the likes of that sort of team. Not losing.
But I'm thinking also, like, the role of the head coach is to be the role model, to be the motivator for the players. But if your head is gone as a head coach, like we saw Jurgen Klopp his final season, he's like, I'm totally gone, I'm giving up, right? This guy looks, he's totally lost. He lost the plot. And if your mind is not in the right mind frame, how are you going to manage the team to give them motivation? I think the buck comes down to Pep Guardiola in the way why they're losing. What do you reckon?
I think so. I think he's a very arrogant person in regards, confident person. And, you know, the worst thing you can do to an arrogant person is attack their ego. And I think his ego's been attacked. And I think it's kind of swayed him on the wrong direction, made him go a little bit cuckoo because he's not used to this. You know, he's not used to adversity. You know, when has he ever lost 5 in a row? I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson never lost 4 in a row, let alone 5 in a row. Do you know what I mean? So it is a bit, it does look like it's a little bit bleak for him. I do believe it's him with the problems. I think that so I feel like finally those players are starting to turn on him, which hasn't happened before. And I don't think they've got the money that they used to have. And I don't think Abu Dhabi are investing in that club anymore. And I think that
No,
you know
I
what, they
think
are a
that
sinking ship, and they got a ship on their crest as well. So you know what, the ship is due to sink, definitely.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, there must be something in it, to be honest, because there's the 115 charges looming. They're 100% going to get done. I mean, it's Premier League. I'm not crumbling on this one. Yeah, so this is a big battle, and at the end of the day, will Abu Dhabi still be the investors, or will they just sell up if they get relegated? And will Pep still be there? And it's just a false dawn. They were kind of announcing that they're going to stick with him with another year or two because they couldn't find another manager to be there. And Yaleman means coming up. Big up for everyone. Good morning to you. Stretch your arms and legs. Good morning. Drink some coffee. Yale is saying, yep, Pep beat himself up and got Liverpool next. If Spurs can beat them 4-0, can Liverpool do another 7-0? A 7-up. What do you reckon, Sal?
It's a game at Anfield, isn't it? It's
yes.
a game at Anfield. Oh,
yes, it's going to be a bloodbath.
My goodness me. I mean, I can't see them getting anything out of Liverpool game. I mean, Liverpool might give them a good hiding. I think it could be 4 or 5 at the weekend, because I don't only think that the team it's not so much the team. I think it's the mental stability of the players at Man City. They've completely lost it. You know, when you get in that habit of losing games, they've never been in that position before.
No,
they don't know how to counter that, and I feel like Liverpool will have their number. I mean, it's going to be a bit like a slap in the face, you know what I mean, for us, because obviously we don't want Liverpool to win as well, you know. But you can't help but laugh with Man City. You can't.
No, you can't. No. But at the same time, I don't want Liverpool to win either. But it is what it is. Premier League is football, guys. Listen, you mentioned a very interesting point. It's like narcissistic personality, and when you are not getting your results and you're getting critique, then you crumble, right? And the same thing goes with the players. What you've been saying, they've been used to winning, and all of a sudden you're not winning. So obviously the confidence with the whole morale of the squad, it must be just rock bottom. And that's why I said the buck goes down to the coach, to the manager. How are you going to get them up again, right? It's like Arnold Palmer said, the famous quote, if you get yourself into trouble, you got to get yourself out of trouble. So meaning if the ball comes into the bunker, find a way.
Yeah, exactly. And that is Man United have had to find a way for the last year without a left back.
Yeah, with injuries.
With 60 odd injuries last season. Ten Hag still won a trophy. You know, and people are playing down what he had to go through last season, the problems that we have. He's lost one player, one major player, and everything breaks down, of course. The true test of a manager, of players, is their character, is when they lose in adversity. That's when you see the true character of your players and your manager. You know,
but isn't it also...
You know, we losing 5-0, 6-1. We had it.
Yeah.
You know, and we come back. You know, and that is character, and that is the strength of the manager.
But under Ten Hag, we did have some losses as well. But the strength of the characters of the team, they never give up, and they came back. Either if we got battered 5-0, we came back and won. But Pep Guardiola here is 6 games in a row, register 1 draw and 5 losses. And of course, for me, that is a red flag. You know, that's telling me that, you know, he's rated as one of the best managers in the world, one of the best coaches in the world. Not to sort of dispute, but if you look at how he managed Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and here City, world-class players. I want to see him coming into a squad like Southampton or, you know, currently Man United or whatever. No, I don't want to close to Man United and see how we can do, and then we can sort of debate: are you the best coaching manager in the world? It's so easy. Like, you know, Jose Mourinho was also like that kind of manager. Conte was also that kind of manager. He just came into ready squads. But what I like to say, the best kind of a head coach or manager is somebody that comes in like a Brighton and makes out a tune out of them, right? Work with a limited squad of budget and just develop them. What's your thoughts?
He's never been there, has he? He's never had to do anything. I mean, he had a Frank Rijkaard team at Barcelona, which it was a Frank Rijkaard team that he took charge of. It was Frank Rijkaard who brought through the likes of Lionel Messi and Xavi and Busquets, of course. So, you know, he just needed to walk into that job. And ever since then, he's had jobs on the plate, you know, ever since then. Anyone could have managed that Barcelona team. Anyone could have managed that Bayern Munich team and won the league, you know. But, you know, now things are getting a little bit difficult for him, a little bit, you know, a few injuries here and there. You know, he's not doing it. And he's won one Champions League title for Man City in now, how many years he's been there? I don't know, 6 or 7 years he's been there. I mean, 1 Champions League title, all the money that is spent. You know, at the end of the day, if this was a Man United manager, if it was Ruben Amorim, there will be outcry. There will be outcry right now from the UK media saying, making stories up, you know, rifts in the dressing room, etc. If Ruben Amorim came out in the press conference with a scratch on his face, there'll be all sorts of things being rumored about, you know, Ruben Amorim at Manchester United and you know, what's going on behind the scenes. Is someone there fighting with the players? Is there a bust up in the training? You know, there'll be all sorts of things like that. We all remember when David Beckham had the cut on his eye from the boot. You know, that made headline news, didn't it?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
You know, but we were honest. At least be honest. Don't say you scratched yourself. Say, look, I wasn't happy with the result. We lost 3-goal lead. I was annoyed. I was having a scrap with my players. You know, when they need to do better. I'm really unhappy about it. You know, and that, just be honest. Own it. That's what I would say to Pep Guardiola.
Just own it. Yeah, 100%. Now, big up everyone in the morning chat. Good morning to you. Casimir is in the chat. Bless up, Sel. Yale Malmin is in the house. Rest of Stock is in the house. The losing streak is over, but when was the last time City has gone 5 games without winning? Yeah, true that. Like, taste your own medicine, as what we said, because we went through a pain last season. And, you know, again, we spoke about this yesterday, right, regarding Liverpool pulling away. But what we said is just basically Arne Slot just came in and pressed play, right? Because City, they've been doing what they've been doing, okay? They've been, you know, as per media's been bigging them up, like they have the best run oil machine, whatever. But, however, the same goes with Liverpool. Like, under 8 years under Klopp, he just did a perfect handover. And they recruited in the manager that plays the same style of football, 4-3-3. All he had to do is come in and press play, just do minor tweaks. And I did a video regarding Mo Salah yesterday, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, you know, Mo Salah can talk to any club in January, and they haven't even offered him a contract because they don't want to offer more money. They can't offer more money. And he can now speak to Saudi Pro League, and he can go to La Liga, the upper hand with Mo Salah. But Mo Salah said, right now, I'm more out than in. Jesus Christ, this is a club legend. Mo Salah, Liverpool, this is where I recognize, like, for the past 8 years, at least, Liverpool being the key star man. Right? I can't get my head around it that they don't want to offer him a contract as of yet, or they're kind of stalling it.
To be honest with you, and what surprised me is that I think it was Jamie Carragher who said it, criticizing Mohamed Salah for that. You know, why? I mean, Liverpool are the ones who not offered the guy a contract. That guy deserves a Ballon d'Or, for goodness sake. If it wasn't for Mo Salah, you know, where would Liverpool be at the end of the day? I mean, he scored more goals at Old Trafford than many of our players have in the last 10 years. You know what I mean? That guy. And they're not offering him a contract. It's unbelievable. That's disrespect, to be honest with you, for a guy of that stature. At least offer him a deal, you know, and we see what happens, of course. You know? But I don't care, really. I mean, if Liverpool go down, it's their loss. They're not going to find anyone like Mohamed Salah. Absolutely not. Never again.
100%,
you know, and you know what? I mean, he was a find as well. He's from Jurgen Klopp. It's going to be interesting to see when Slot has to build his team, when Slot has to get new players in, and, you know, his talent ID, improving players, etc. It's going to be interesting to see that, because that is a Klopp team at the end of the day.
Yeah, Yolima means that actually you can very easy hurt yourself like that. You have thin skin on the nose, so you can scratch that area easy, even without nails. Why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Right? It's like these monks. They go in and punish themselves, like, you know, the eunuchs monks. They go in and punish themselves with, you know, with this canes and rice and like, who does that? I mean, this is just mental, guys. It's mental. Anyway, I remember Zlatan Ibrahimovic when he played at Barcelona. He had a fallout with him. It was like all of a sudden he stopped talking to me. Like, he didn't even want to talk to me. He didn't even fucking look at me. He looked at me like I was some sick pest, and he left the club. Right? I don't care about City at the moment. I care about Man United, and big up Pearl as well, all the way from Singapore, coming in here. Manchester City injury list is quite extensive at the moment. Here are the players currently sidelined. Rodri out for the entire season with an ACL, meanwhile, and minuscule damage. Oscar Bob as well. Yeah, but look, fucking hell. Last season, we had half of our squad injured, and we scraped by, and we won the FA Cup.
There you go. And Ten Hag got sacked as well this season. You know, at the end of the day, like, people are downplaying the injuries we had last season. We went all season without a left back. We had no left-sided player. We had Casemiro in defence, for crying out loud. You know, it was very difficult for us. I mean, Man City have got an amazing squad. I mean, they've got so many covers all over the pitch. They shouldn't be struggling, to be honest. And they're so great. People have been praising them so much.
They basically have two teams sitting on the squad, and why can't you find an answer in the middle of the park all of a sudden?
Didn't they sign Savino? Wasn't it Savio, that player? They got that player as well. They just bought him in for a lot of money as well. I mean, all of a sudden they can't find the players there. I mean, Kovacic is not a rubbish player. He's played for Real Madrid. You know, they got him. They've just lost Rodri, really. When you think about it, since Rodri's left, they've fallen off. Is that player just one player? Is that the player holding up the whole team? You know, for goodness sake, imagine like he's the glue. Haaland injured now. Imagine that. Yeah. Imagine that happened. And goodness me.
Goodness me. Jamie Wynn, big up to you, one of our loyal members and moderators. Worse is yet to come. You ain't seen nothing yet. Oof, that sounds like music to my ears. Box is also here to say, if Pep's struggling now at City with stress, imagine him managing a Spurs in the last 5 minutes. Or Man United, to be honest. Wizard is in the house as well. Big up, Wizard. Good morning to you. Like City and Pep said, they wanted to sign Pogba. You know who they were talking to. Yeah.
City wanted to sign Pogba.
Yeah. S. Madison is in the house as well, saying, good morning to you, S. Madison. He was fighting with Foden, probably.
What was the scratches on his head? I mean, it looked like Freddy Krueger all of a sudden. You know, it was all those scratches on his head. You know, and maybe someone tried to grab his hair, realized he hasn't got any hair. I don't know. He can definitely do some damage there. Definitely do some damage.
No, it looks like like when you were a school kid, when you didn't know how to fight. How did you fight? You went like the windmill.
Yeah.
Right. Big up people.
I've never seen anything like. I mean, he's probably fights better than Pep Guardiola, to be honest.
Yeah, we have a flying super chat coming in here from Ray Carl Brown Amorim. Are you? Oh, you could be an Amorim. Yes. Big up, Ray. I think Pep. What are you saying? I think Pep lying. They've been bust up with some of them in the dressing room. How can you scratch yourself like that? Digging yourself. Yeah, with my nail.
You can't.
With my nail.
With my nail. It's deep. It needs a stitch.
The first cut is the deepest. Big up, Ray. Thank you for your donation and super chat. We also have some other people and news that you also been a member for us for 1 month. Big up, Ray, as well. Big up. How are you feeling? I mean, at the end of the day, let's just move on. Let's let them crumble. I mean, we know what's coming their way. We know that Premier League is not giving up. It is a cat fight between the Premier League and City as well. But you know, at the end of the day, guys, we got to look at ourselves because we're playing Bodo Glimt tomorrow, and we're going to be live later on to do the presser. And in the honor today, Salwana, we're going to do this on regular on Wednesdays, aren't we?
Yes, 100%. We'll be here together.
100%.
Picking the
We'll be together. I'll be there. I'm just going to go to the chat as well. Yeah, that's how Foden fights. Jamie Wynn is saying, yeah, no, hang on. There was actually S. Madison saying, yeah, that's how Foden fights. Yeah, 100%. What you saying here? Summits going on at the summits. That means something is going on, right? That's an abbreviation.
Something's
right?
going on. Yeah.
At the club. Yeah, something is going on. Definitely. And also, Ray Carl Brown is saying, great. Let's Amorim first win and I'll be at the match 100%. Now, let's go on to Man United news. Of course, we have to laugh it off a little bit of a morning bans for your morning brew. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you are waking up. And stories also. Welcome to the show. Have you hurt yourself like this? You are mentally sick. Like, he said it himself. Yeah, I wanted to hurt myself. Dude.
Yeah, if you hurt yourself like that, you are something mentally wrong with you.
Call the psychiatric ward. Yeah,
because you start scratching yourself. It's the first sign of mental illness. I mean, no offense. I mean, I worked in hospital 5 years, so I know it is a little bit.
The psychic ward come with a straight jacket. Straight jacket.
He needs to see someone. He does, because I've been concerned about him for a few weeks, to be honest with you. I mean, He hasn't been himself. Definitely not.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to hear your thoughts and feelings regarding that. Let's close this chapter, and thank you everyone for joining us this morning. We're going to go on to Man United Paper Talk, and of course, we are talking about a striker. The Man United are eyeing attack with 14 goals and 10 assists in 17 games this term, according to Sky Sports. I don't know what to say about Sky Sports. What we're talking about, Omar Marmoush. Bro, you did a video about this morning, but Man United are monitoring the situation of Eintracht Frankfurt forward Omar Marmoush ahead of a potential move, according to Sky Sports Germany. This is, of course, Florian Plettenberg. That he's quite credible when it comes to German football. The Red Devils has been linked with the loan move for the Paris Saint-Germain striker Randal Colomani as well. Don't want him, but I don't know much about Omar Marmoush, but you apparently do. What's your thoughts and feeling regarding Omar Marmoush?
I think he's a prolific attacker, assister, goal scorer, one of the best performing forwards in Europe at the moment. As you said, 14 goals, 10 appearances, that kind of numbers. Do you know what I mean? He's an incredible talent. He is 25. He's not very young. He's been compared to the likes of Mohamed Salah. I mean, he looks like Mohamed Salah. He's from Egypt, so you know what? They're going to compare him to Mohamed Salah at the end of the day. And if he is half as good as Mohamed Salah, if Man United got him, that's only good for Man United, isn't it? He obviously has extreme talent. He's very talented. Of course, it is the Bundesliga, playing for Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. So, we have to take it a little bit with a pinch of salt. But I feel like in that position, it will fit Ruben Amorim's system perfectly because he can play behind the striker as well as playing up front.
But is he the kind of person that sort of kind of like a Victor Gyökeres that will run the channels, left, right, center? Because it's been told here, according to the tweet by Florian Plettenberg, it has been told that the rumors about Randal Colomani and Manchester United are not currently hot. Thank God. Thank God. At the moment, there are no internal discussion or concrete ideas about a loan move for the winter. Thank God. Omar Marmoush is on the long list of potential targets for the Red Devils. So it's just a long list in a way. Like, we have a long list of potential striker targets. But you know what? I think, this is my general thoughts and feelings. I think that the number one striker target is Victor Gyökeres. 100%. 100%.
I think so. I think it's a no-brainer, in regards to Gyökeres. Anyone who used to play with Ruben Amorim is going to be linked to Man United. Of course, we've had Nuno Mendes, the left back, being linked to Man United. He used to play under Ruben Amorim as well. So anyone who's got a little bit of talent is going to be linked to Man United. But Gyökeres, definitely, there's a lot of noise around Gyökeres. Of course, he's wanted by Arsenal as well. Arsenal are looking for a striker. If he was going to choose between Arsenal and Man United, he's going to choose Man United with Ruben Amorim. Absolutely, it'd be foolish to choose Arsenal. So yeah. It does look like he could be Man United's forward signing. It does look like that, of course.
Yeah. But also, Florian Plettenberg goes on to say that, Omar Marmoush is also on the list of Liverpool as the Reds are closing in monitoring his situation. Meanwhile, Eintracht Frankfurt want to extend his contract early by 1 year until 2028. So, I don't know. This is paper talk, in my opinion, Salah. I don't think that this is our number one striker target. We know that they want to back Ruben Amorim, and they want the best in class in specialist areas. Currently, our striking option are not really developed yet. I mean, we're looking at Rasmus Højlund. Xerxes is under a lot of critique. It was a signing of Erik ten Hag, and it doesn't really fit that system. And of course, there's no smoke without fire to say that Italian clubs are now sniffing around Xerxes for a potential buy, and if we sell him, potentially go for a Gyökeres. I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. Like, I haven't really been convinced by Xerxes as of yet. I think it's a mismatch. I don't think he's got the pace. Maybe it's too early, but you can tell, 12 games in, pre-season, he's not fit for Man United, in my opinion.
I agree. I think you can tell, especially after the time he's been at Man United, you can see glimpses, that he's got that talent. He's quick or something like that. Ruben Amorim had to tell him to get into the box, which is concerning for me as a striker. Your manager shouldn't have to tell you to get into the box. We could do a deal. We could do a swap deal. Obviously, there was talk about Douglas Costa, players like that of Juventus and etc. But, we could go on a loan deal, send him out on a loan deal, get him some more experience. But he just looks too relaxed for me. I don't know what it is. just too slow, too pedestrian. It doesn't look like he has any urgency in him. And with Ruben Amorim's press, I think it's a contradiction. He's not going to be that type of player to press in that area. And Man United, in regards to Marmoush and players like that, I believe Man United have a long list. And if we don't get our top target, they'll go after the next player and the next player. A bit like they did with Branthwaite and Euro, isn't it? So I think that they have a long list. Just as
another one that's, I mean, 100% for sure. Like, you know, I think it's, you know, you got to adapt to the league as well. Like, you know, because even in Italian league, you have more time to look up, keep the ball, turn around. In Premier League, you don't. As soon as you receive the ball, you're smacked, right? Yeah. So you got to think quick, you know. There was another story that came out, I think it was late last night, regarding Ewan Ferguson as well for a potential loan. Is that paper talk, or do you think it's got some legs in it?
I think that, you know, as soon as he went on, Brighton said he might be going on loan. I mean, that's obviously going to pipe up Manchester United, as we were interested in him a few months or a year ago, weren't we? And when he just broke through, he hasn't really set the world alight this season. Of course, would I want him as a backup, you know, to play in that number 10 role? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he hasn't performed this season, and he would fit that role better. But I believe we got too many at the moment in that position. Like, we got Ahmed who's in there, Bruno's in there at the moment. Yeah. So we're going to have to give those players a chance first. But as a loan, who knows? You know, it could be. I think it is paper talk. They're going to pipe up because Man United wanted him, definitely. But yeah, definitely paper talk.
There was DJ Superfly is reminding me, but he went to Benfica. I can't remember his name right now, but we were linked to him over the summer for 17 million from the Brazilian league. What was his name? Jesus Christ. It was very explosive. I can't remember DJ Superfly. Apologize, my memory has gone to sleep, same as mine. Again, last time. Honestly, who was the Brazilian was featured a few seasons ago? We needed him. I always forget his name. Jesus Christ, what was his name? I can't remember, mate. I need to come back to you on that one. He went to Benfica.
What position?
Striker. Yeah, he was a striker. Anyone in the chat, if you can't remember, please help us. Who was it? I can't remember his name. He was still young. But we didn't go for him. But anyway, striker is for me like a very, very cherry on the top. But as what you said, is a long list of striker, but is a particular striker. It's a particular striker that could, you know, run the channels, because the striker in Amorim's system is not necessarily the one that will press, but the one that you will hit the balls over the top, that can hold up the play, hold up the defender, be strong. And this is something that Marcus Rashford cannot do. And Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, will be gone in the summer, because I don't see him fitting in this system whatsoever, right? Where should you play him? Not as a left wing back, not as a number 10, potential striker, no. So you need specialists, and specialists also for the left wing back and the right wing back, right? Because this is a very special formation, 3-4-3. Now, there was some rumors coming out, and we're talking about the Daily Mail, James Ducker, I call him James Fokker. They're always trying to leak the formation out to say, due to there's no media coverage, Amorim doesn't want to talk to the press. We have exclusive information that in training they were playing a 4-2-2 in the build-up. Did you see that report?
Yeah, I did. And this is typical of the British media, that they want us to try and slander Manchester United before a big game against Bodo Glimt. They're trying to leak the tactics out there. I mean, it's about time Man United started banning these journalists from turning up to training, etc. You know, because they're doing more harm than good, in my opinion. And you know, they're meant to be backing the English clubs in Europe, and they're not doing that. They're just harming the English clubs in Europe by leaking team news, you know, about Ruben Amorim's system. You know, what's the point of having the tactics and system when it's going to be leaked to the opposition? You know, it's no point.
No, but what's your general feeling what Ruben Amorim said? Like, you know, I don't want to talk to you, press. I just want to focus on training my team. I think that's the right statement he could have done. It's basically him putting his foot down, right? It's also calling out some players to say, like, you know what? They got a low. Man, you're good, but not good enough. But I still back you, mate. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, Dallow's been one of our worst players this season. And when we go throughout all the goals this season, it's been on that side. You know, he leaves a big space on that left-hand side. I mean, he drifts into midfield. I've been saying that for the last few weeks, how he drifts into midfield. People were saying that, oh, he's just covering for Eriksen, you know, but he's leaving that big space on the left-hand side. And Amorim said it. He needs to stop running into midfield. He needs to go forward and track back. That's what I need him to do and stop drifting into the midfield, of course. But those players, they've got a lot to prove. I mean, as Ruben Amorim said, he says, I believe in them until they prove me wrong. I think a few of them have already proved him wrong, to be honest.
I don't, Jamie Wayne, I don't have the Gyökeres statement after last night and read it. I don't have it, but if you guys have it, please. Do you have it, Salah? Do you know?
The Gyökeres, I haven't heard anything like that. I heard he had an SOS, like a cry for come and get me kind of thing. But I do think that was a couple of weeks ago, that before Ruben Amorim left.
Yeah. Okay, so if guys, let us know in the chat as well, you know, who would be your preferred striker. I go 100% Gyökeres. And if you look at the competition, yes, Arsenal will be sniffing around, City will be sniffing around, lots of Premier Leagues will be sniffing around. But at the end of the day, look, if Man United comes in, you know, 100%, it comes down to the player. Who do you think the player will pick? I think it will go to Man United with his own papa. You know, Gyökeres will love working again for, you know, Amorim, because Amorim basically made him like, you know, the beast that he is today.
He did, and this can only help Rasmus Højlund as well going forward, because he will have someone there who's worked under Amorim and they can work together. Of course, it's always good to have more than one striker. At the moment, we just have one proper striker in Rasmus Højlund. And I think having Gyökeres in there will help the other attackers as well, because obviously Gyökeres got released by Brighton and Hove Albion. He went to the Championship. Yeah, he scored a lot of goals in the Championship for Coventry City, but you're going to score a lot of goals in the Championship. The true test is when you play in the top level, and he's doing it in the Champions League and he's doing it in the Portuguese league.
Yeah,
thanks to Ruben Amorim. And that's the great thing about Ruben Amorim, is that he's improving players. He's making these players good. Even these young players, like 17-year-olds, he's playing them in the team, and he's, you know, and it's working. You know, hopefully it works.
Quenda is one example, like that 17-year-old, but who's to say that he's not going to dip into our academy as well? 100%. Thomas Svegenes, all the way from Sweden, say Gurkan, 100%. And for a translation, that is a slang nickname for Gyökeres, and that means cucumber in Swedish. Gurkan. He will go. Let's see what you guys are saying. Arsenal is not in the running to get the big Swede. 100% no. They have pulled out the interest along with Barcelona. So there's something in the brewing, because he's got a gentleman's agreement that he can leave in the summer, you know. But I feel sorry for Sporting, because hey, we took Ronaldo from them, we took Bruno Fernandes, we took Nani, we took the coach, and now we're going to take one of the best strikers. So I feel sorry for Sporting, because they never seem to make it. Like, you know, they always sell the players. But that's who they are. It's a selling club, isn't they?
Yeah, they're a big Portuguese club. I mean, I've been to Portugal. They're a huge club in Portugal. But unfortunately, you know, the league is not strong. So these players are going to want to play in bigger leagues, the Premier League, for example, more money, more prestigious, more challenges, of course. But, you know, Sporting Lisbon, what I feel sorry about Sporting Lisbon, they went about 20 years without winning the title until Ruben Amorim came in and won him the title. You know, so obviously it's going to be very hurtful for them to lose Ruben Amorim at 39 years old, you know, when 100%. He could have been there for a long time. I mean, we were upset about Ronaldo leaving, you know, when he left the first time, you know, let alone like Sporting Lisbon, who lose all their good players, especially to Man United. Bruno, Ronaldo, Nani, of course, you know, they've lost everyone to Man United. When Man United come calling, generally they go to Man United. So, I mean, you have to show a lot of love and respect to the Sporting Lisbon fans, because they've never 100%. Moaned about it. They've got on with it, you know, and supported their football club, which is admirable.
Big up. Jamie's going to get that statement up in the chat as well. But Wizard comes in with a question. Why did Gyökeres leave England? Is he another Lukaku? Not every player is suited to play in the Premier League. I have an answer for that, I think. Depends on who you're playing for. You know, if you're playing for a manager that believes in you, that puts an arm around the shoulder, shows you how to move, shows you what he wants, and start believing in you, then of course you're going to thrive, right? Like Erik ten Hag did with, what's his name? The bang average striker that was the left from the Premier League and went to Ajax. Weghorst. No, Weghorst. The guy that got testicular cancer. I forgot his name.
He played for who in England?
Ajax.
Ajax, and then he played for. Did he play in England? Or?
And then he was Ten Hag's prolific goal scorer. What's his name? He had a bang average season in England, but then he went.
You
back
mean
to
the player? He didn't play for South. It's not Tadic, is it? It's the.
No, not Tadic. The other one. Help me.
Goodness me! You put me on the spot here. What's the player in Ajax who plays up front? We're gonna have to get back to that one because
we have to get back to that. No, but my mind is also morning glory mind. But he also played in the Premier League and didn't do well. And then he came to Ten Hag's system, and Ten Hag made him a proper striker. I forgot his name. Anyway,
I know who you mean. I know he is because
it's still on the back of my tongue. You know. Anyway, guys, if the VR room can help us out, please help us out. You're part of this show as well. But at the end of the day, look, for me, striker, Arsenal don't play with a fucking striker at all, but they still manage to get a tune out of it. But I don't think, at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, I think that Gyökeres will come back to Amorim because he knows that he will thrive under Amorim. He knows exactly how to play under Amorim, and he knows he can get the best out of him. We've seen other players being shit in other teams, and as soon as you change club and the manager, they are already coming beat. It's not Traore. What's his name? Jesus Christ. He's tall. Anyway, let's move on. Let's touch and base on two important signings. I mean, of course, the financial statement came out from the club yesterday, and we've proven that we are in surplus. They've done a massive job cutting down the cost, but we're also on the surplus. Did you see Sebastian Haller? Thank you. It was Sebastian
Played for West Ham, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Haller. He was bang average at West Ham. Came to Ten Hag's system. Ten Hag made him a world beater, right? So that just proves you, same with Gyökeres. He was at Coventry on loan. He played there at Brighton, didn't go well. And then he came to Amorim that made him a superstar. Now he can't stop scoring, right? Anyway, so we saw the financial statement yesterday. That means that there should be a positive. We clear the FFP, we clear the PSR. That is only positive for me. But also showing that the mammoth of the job that the new football operation has been doing, fixing up what the Glazers and the inept previous board did, However, the Glazers are still there, but that means that from a club perspective, that means that we have money to spend in the January window sale or in the summer. Now, we know that Ruben Amorim has come out and demanded certain, you just don't join halfway through or 3/4 in the season without even getting any reinsurance. Come on. I think that the widely been discussed is a striker and the left wing back or the left winger, right? And of course, they're looking for a very important because that left-hand side is a very specialist role, right? So I believe that he's looking at Dalot to say, well, you're not good enough, but we have Mazraoui and you can fight it out on the right. On the left, we don't have anything. We cannot rely on Luke Shaw. 100% no. Terrell Malacia, no. We cannot go for an Harry Amas, which is 17-year-old, and bank on him. So apparently we are looking at different options. We've spoken about this Alphonso Davies guy. We spoke about Milos Kerkers, whose contract is out in the summer. Same with Alphonso Davies. But we know also that Real Madrid likes this kind of freebies, right? So most likely he will go to Real Madrid, Alphonso Davies, right? But something that I want to bring to the stage is I picked up this morning from Court of Side, if you don't mind. It's saying contract offer ready. Man United have a serious interest in transfer of unbelievable player. And we're talking about a name that I'm always struggling to pronounce, but a footballer from Georgia that I absolutely love. That'd be such a transformative signing on the left-hand side, and that is Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. Sal, do you get wet lips about just hearing this name?
Oh man, I have close connects to Naples and Napoli. I know how highly rated he is over there. I know how loved he is over there. If we watch the European Championships, how he was in that tournament, absolutely incredible, running the whole team himself. That would be a massive upgrade if we got him. I call him Kelia because you know what? I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but absolutely incredible player, attacker, can play behind the front too, can run down the channels, cross, assist, score. everything you need. A proper old school player as well, you know, taking on his man, Adi, you know, and it would be an incredible sign. I mean, as we know, that Georgian footballers, notoriously, if we look at obviously Georgian Kvaratskhelia and players of that nature, are very, very skillful players. But it seems like he's not only skillful, he's ruthless. You know, he can take the game by the scruff of the neck, and he can dominate the game and score goals and assist goals. It's something we need. I mean, he would be a huge upgrade to Marcus Rashford. Honestly.
He's so direct and fearful, right? So listen, his market value, according to Transfermarkt, is currently on 80 million euros, right? He's got a contract expiring on June 30th, 2027, which is 2 years approximately. But we know that Napoli also are very keen to sell him, right? And we know also that Napoli are trying to force him to sign a new deal and he doesn't want, right? Positional awareness, yes, he is on the left wing. If we look at it, right? He can play multiple positions. He can play in the middle as a secondary striker, number 10. But most likely what Man United looking at as a left winger or a left wing back, right? So if we are looking for a best-in-class, somebody that can drive the fucking ball up, that can have an impact. Like, if you look at Alphonso Davies, he can do that as well, 100%. Or this Theo Hernandez as well. We also linked to Theo Hernandez, part of the shortlist there. Theo Hernandez, for me, is a winner. Somebody that can grab the ball and just drive it up and make a lot of assists. We need this kind of leader. And this is a specialized position. Do you think that Kvaratskhelia can play left wing back? I mean, that's pretty much like defensively as well.
Yeah, I would like to play him a bit more an attacking role behind the striker on that left-hand side, just drifting off there. And so he can definitely play that role. He's hard-working. He runs with the ball. He can bring the ball forward. He can play that role. He's very versatile. He can play it. He's so dangerous up front, though, for Napoli. And if he signs for Man United, you watch our goal scoring start improving, start getting into the plus. At last, getting into the plus goal difference. At the moment, we have players who don't have football IQ. We lack football IQ. We have players who just run or just play on emotions. They don't really play with their head. They just get the ball and run and don't look up. It'd be a huge upgrade. And of course, when you bring in a player like that into the club, it's going to learn, it's going to teach other players how to play, kind of thing. And he's a leader as well. Let's not forget he's a leader and and a winner. And Napoli are top again in the Serie A. So yeah, he's the main reason why.
Jamie, thank you for providing. Guys, if you're on the video room, click on that status story. I cannot click on it here in the StreamYard studio. Just want to go over the story, peeps, because this is kind of a little bit about the paper talk. The Man United reportedly have a serious interest in potential transfer on Napoli star Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, who has previously been described as unbelievable player, 100%, by former Red Devil star Luis Saha. Kvaratskhelia has shown during his time in Serie A, you watch a lot of Serie A, and it's clear he has the natural ability to enjoy a great career at the highest level. So it would certainly be exciting to see him in the Premier League at some point. The story continues. The report states that United could be ready to offer Kvaratskhelia a 5-year contract worth around 8 million per year. The 23-year-old fits the profile in age, 23, right? Yet to reach an agreement over a new deal with Napoli, stalling it, Maybe he's saying, I want to move on, right? This could put United in a strong position as Napoli won't want this saga to drag on for too long, according to reports, or they risk losing the star player for below market values. It's about cashing in now. He's got 2 years left on his contract. So that's why he's probably looking to not agree a new contract. He probably wants to move on. And Khvicha Kvaratskhelia in action now. Well, is Khvicha Kvaratskhelia a Man United, what Man United need, the report says. So the report goes in like, I like this kind of. Ruben Amorim has inherited a struggling United side since recently taking over from Erik ten Hag. He is surely looking to make changes in almost every position, 100%. We've seen it. Like, he's, what a mismatch of play. Where can they play, right? Kvaratskhelia could be undoubtedly have a positive impact at MUC, 100%. But the question is, can he play the left wing back, or Can we have him on the left? We've seen something then has to be sacrificed. In that case, must be Rashford to be sacrificed or Garnacho if we bring in a Kvaratskhelia.
I mean, well, for me, it's Rashford needs to be sacrificed, definitely. I feel like Garnacho has a ceiling that he hasn't reached yet. I think Rashford has reached his ceiling, to be honest, and he's on the way down. I think great players can play in multiple positions. Ronaldo did it. Antonio Valencia, of course, moved into a wing-back position when he was a winger at Wigan, and he ended up a wing-back position at Man United. Alex Ferguson turned into one of the best wing-backs in the world. Great players, they generally can play multiple positions. And it's not so much of like a fullback, it's more of an attacking role, isn't it? It's more like a winger on that side. And I think it would be great for Man United for him to play there because obviously he can cross the ball, he can assist the ball from that side. And it's been a long time since we had a proper winger in our team, and if I was Man United, I'll make the move. I'll make the move quickly and get the deal done because you know what? It's not that much money when you think about it. I mean, was it 68 million pounds or 70 million pounds, something along those lines? It's not too bad. So I would go for that player 100%.
Yeah. No, thank you, Jamie. I got that tweet from you on my DMs. Thank you, Jamie. And we'll pull that up. Yeah, let's wrap this up. I think that, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia is such a special player. Good footballing IQ, can run up and down like an abundance of energy. It's just a minor tweak. Like I think he's best on the left, 100%. And if we are looking for a left wing back, that doesn't mean that, there'll be some defensive duties, but he can definitely do that, Sal. He can definitely track back because he does it. He does it as well. Just because you're a winger doesn't mean that.
When you think about Ryan Giggs, when he used to play on the left of midfield, that Ryan Giggs used to track back, he used to make a tackle, and he used to run back up the pitch. Okay, we played a 4-4-2, but there was defensive duties of our wingers. A winger should be able to do his defensive duties. I think that Kvaratskhelia can. I think he will, and he's got that professionalism about him and the fitness. Eat, sleep, breathe football. That's what we want. I don't think a lot of our players do that. I think they have too many outside influences, and we need more players like that with proper talent, and proper football IQ.
Okay, so if you had a choice if you got the budget all of a sudden to say who would you sign on that position, you have now Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, you have Alphonso Davies, you have Theo Hernandez, potentially a buyback for Alvaro Fernandez. And then you have the Bournemouth Milos Kerkers. For me, it's a no-brainer. Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, 100%.
Yeah, him, definitely. I would love more than one. I would love us to sell some players and get some new players in. Of course, Alphonso Davies is a free, in 2025. So possibly we can get him if he doesn't sign a new contract. Yeah, we can get
Thomas
him.
Is saying,
Kelia, of course.
Yeah. Thomas Virginia says Alphonso Davies all day long. But I want to do what Man United used to do under Ferguson. Just always go to get the best players in that position for each position. Just go get them, right? That's what we want. Yeah. If we want to be serious competing. At the current rate, I don't think that Dalot is a Premier League winner. Mazraoui definitely is. They have to battle out the right-hand side. No one... Mazraoui has been the best signing of this January, cheapest signing. He can play multiple positions, but we need a specialist in that area. 100%. Yaleman is saying, I think we should sell both Garnacho and Rashford. Garnacho does not fit the 3-4-2-1. He was our worst player last weekend, and he does deserve to play in the club that uses wingers. That's a very interesting point. I like Garnacho a lot, but he'd be wasted in the 3-4-3 system, 100%. He would be. And we know that Real Madrid is sniffing around, they want him. So maybe if this is a future, if we're going to play the 3-4-3, then you got to look at, okay, which players fit our style, which doesn't, and sell. So you got to be ruthless. I love Garnacho, but I don't think as of yet, maybe it's too early, maybe he could be developed, but he shouldn't be starting games at the moment. I don't think so.
I agree. I think the problem with Garnacho, and it's a problem with a number of our players, is that they think they've made it and they tend not to improve. If you look at Garnacho and look at Rashford, they're both the same when you think about it. Like Rashford has actually declined since he made his debut. He hasn't improved. A Man United player should always improve his technical ability, his decision making, etc. You can, if you're a great player, it shouldn't really matter where you play in that attacking line. Of course, Ryan Giggs moved into midfield in his later years. Now, if you're a great player, you can basically play anywhere, up that front line. I mean, if it's number 10, if it's the winger, if it's the right wing, left wing, you can. I would give Garnacho a chance on the bench. I keep him on the bench. And, when we need a little bit of pace.
They're the future. They're young, still young. Yeah. So definitely get rid of there's going to be some massive clearance of players out of contract in the summer. But Rashford is definitely the judge and jury's out on him. I'm tired of talking about him. We did talk about your show yesterday about him. And it comes down to who you surround yourself with as well. Like, when you have family members running your as managers, they're not going to tell you, like, they're going to walk around eggshells like, oh, you're the great, you're the best, you're the great. And all of a sudden you get criticism, like, your body language tells you everything, right? Look, at the end of the day, let's go into the final piece. What I say was a statement coming out from the club yesterday that they increased their ticket prices by £66 increase. Now we are talking about, that's massive for members' tickets. Is there something that you think it's necessary for them to raise funds?
They need to raise funds because of what they're trying to do at the club. They've already spent a lot of money on the club, of course, and the Ruben Amorim appointment and Ten Hag sacking was obviously expensive. But what I would say is that it leaves a little bit of a bitter feeling for me because we got certain footballers earning 300,000 plus a week for doing absolutely nothing for this football club. And then you've got people who are hardworking people who work every single day, some of them nights and days, who have to pay for these tickets. I think that we should start cutting back on the players who need to be cut back on. The wages that these players are on is astronomical. We got people with mortgages, people with families have been let go of the club, but we still got Marcus Rashford sulking on the pitch, talking about mental health. Do you know what I mean? And stuff like that. I mean, he's in New York in a basketball game at front row seats, enjoying his life, and there's people being made redundant. Moving the ticket prices up is petty again, I think, from Ineos. I think sacking certain people, making them redundant is petty. I think it's petty change. When the main thing is obviously we're paying too much wages on players. We're paying too much fees on players. We're throwing money away like it's no tomorrow. You look at Xerxes. Was that really necessary? Xerxes, was it necessary? He's not that good. He's obviously not been scouted properly. So it leaves a little bit of feeling for me. I mean, Man United tickets have always been quite cheap. I mean, I remember they were like £36, something like that. But obviously, Arsenal have the most expensive ticket, which is about £90. I think Man United are going towards the Arsenal realms. And obviously, there were a lot of protests in regards to Arsenal ticket prices. I think Man United are going into that direction. And it's going to end up being a corporate sport, which is unfortunate at Old Trafford.
Yeah. Listen, I'm just going to bring this to the stage. Hang on a second. Andy Tate sent me this yesterday. Hang on. I'm just going to pull this to the stage. This is from Andy Tate. He got this email yesterday from Must. Say, Dear Andrew, the club put up remaining members' match tickets to £66 per game for the remainder of the season. Tonight, the club informed the fans forums of changes to certain ticketing policies that will take effect immediately. The club has indicated that it will post the details of the changes online, but the headline is that with immediate effect, all the members' ticket for the remainder of the season will increase to £66 each, and that is the price will apply for kids and 65 years old as well for the adults. Remainder of the season, this means that for an adult member to take their kid to a game, the remainder of the season will cost £132, well over double the minimum price they could pay to do that today. This is changes happening. This was from Must, and Must is there to help us, but unfortunately, no, they didn't. I mean, it's a double-edged sword. I do understand fans without fans are everything. Fans are there to come, thick and thin, away going fans, match going fans. They even try to sell tourist packages for the controlling like members, like season ticket holders. If you're not being able to attend, you cannot really sell it without having a digital footprint. And they're trying to sell your seat to the double the price. And that's what we see, like when we have Europa League or whatever. They're selling those tickets. All of a sudden, the away-going fans are standing in the middle of the Stretford end, right, which is absolutely shambles. It's a double-edged sword because, hey, we need the money, I guess. The club needs the money. The Glazers has been spending it very poorly, 100%. And the Ineos operation are there trying to sort of get this machinery going. I don't know, but still, I used to go for games for a tenner back in my days. Football, it's all inflation.
It is inflation. I mean, my season ticket, when I had my season ticket, was about £500 a year, which wasn't bad. You know, Champions League tickets obviously used to be, you used to have to buy the Champions League tickets. That goes out automatically, and you're rewarded if you go to any away games. But the Champions League, we had to sit elsewhere in the stadium because they take out the first 3 rows of the stadium.
Yeah, but what's the joke here? What's the joke here? Even kids have to pay the full price. There's no discount for kids.
It's just crazy. I mean, if it is exciting to watch Man United, is it really exciting to watch it? Is it worth it? I mean, you know, I mean, you would say it in the Premier League. I mean, they're just penny pinching for me, in my opinion. Yeah. And if it works for Man United and it brings us to where we got to go, Ineos do what they got to do. If they want to build a new stadium, of course, they're looking for government funding as well. So this is what's going to happen if you didn't have a full sale, isn't it? You know, this is exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah. Anyway, let us know in the non-live comment after if you're watching this in the video. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Are you a match-going fan? Are you still willing to pay the ticket price? I don't know. If you don't, there will be others. Like there's always traveling fans all around the world that love to see Manchester United. And however, it's getting ridiculous. Like, you know, the increase, the inflation of ticket prices, even if you're a member, arguably to the point. But Must is there to support and must have, according to my opinion, have failed the normal fans, 100%. Listen, we are kind of running out of time. And Jamie Wayne has been so kind to provide a very, very interesting report that I want to share with you guys. We started off with Pep Guardiola, the madman that scratched his face and said, I want to hurt myself. And now City are definitely hurting themselves even more. Christian Smith coming out with a report saying the Premier League versus Manchester City 115 charges trial is due to wrap up next month. The hearing is currently paused as the two sides prepare closing arguments, which will begin early to mid-December. Now, I've been saying this here, that they are fast-tracking this. That means the Premier League have a smoking gun. So they're having a little bit pause because they are preparing the closing arguments. Now, they lost the sponsorship deal, meaning that they cannot even sponsor themselves. Club are not really backing City anymore. They're backing themselves. But this, my friend, is what we've been waiting for. It's led to believe that they're going to wrap this up by December. So come Christmas period, come New Year's, there might be a verdict to say, you, City, are guilty. You will be relegated. Or, worst case scenario, you get 60 points deduction. See, if Everton, Nottingham Forest, and all them got points deduction for what? 2 charges? 115. How many points? So,
even if you had half of those points, you know, even if you had half of those offences, I mean, if they're getting 10-point deductions for 2 offences, you can do the math, innit? It's just, I mean, personally, I think they need to hit them where it hurts. You know, can you imagine Pep Guardiola in League 2 against Shrewsbury Town on the Tuesday night? Freezing cold. I mean, goodness me, the scratches you have over his face would be absolutely unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? 2-1 down to Shrewsbury Town in the League 2. Do you know what I mean? So I think they need to be punished heavily because you know what, Manchester United, Arsenal, we came second place. You know, and if they weren't in second place, if they weren't in first place, we would have won that title. Jose Mourinho would have won his title. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have won his title. And Arsenal would have won their title, maybe 2 titles as well. So we would have had 22, you know.
Yep.
You know, and that we're not going to get that back. You know, we're not going to get that now. And you think about the Aguero strike. I mean, even the Aguero strike, that was sinister itself, you know, in what happened 2012, of course. So I think Man City, you know, there's a lot of charges that have been going. I think it's more than 115. I think they've been going on since about 2010 onwards. Yeah. you know. And,
But I think there's a lot of fan sentiment that, you know, in the socials, people saying that, well, a lot of people are afraid to believe. A lot of people are saying, well, they will get away with it as usual. But I think this is a major battle for Premier League's pride and glory and further existence. So they're going head to head with this, right? You know, they're not going to lose, because if Premier League loses, that's the end of the Premier League, in my opinion, right? So it's pretty much to say, well, UEFA president, well, UEFA did the investigations for 8 years, but there was something called time bar stamping, meaning that they could have just stole the evidence, installed until the time bar has elapsed, so you cannot any longer use the evidence. And of course, the Sports Arbitration Luzon handed it all over to the Premier League, you know, which is an independent body. And you have that whistleblower from Portugal that has exposed everything. So, man, is that the Pep already knows, hence the scratches? Is it? Let's watch it and laugh again. You tell.
Hi, Pep. Sorry to go off topic, but you've got a cut and apparently some others.
Yeah. With my finger here, with my nail.
That's fine.
I want to hurt myself. Yeah. Good night.
It'll be okay. Hi, Pep. Sorry to go off topic, but you've got
look at this. Look at this craziness at the end
and
when he
apparently
walks
some
away.
others.
Yeah. Good night.
It'll be okay.
This is the crazy one.
Good night.
It'll be okay.
Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
It'll be okay.
That guy, he deserves a horror movie. He needs to be in a horror movie. That is perfect
Go
role.
off topic, but you've got a
Very
Dude,
weird.
that is a crazy man. That's crazy man. Good night. That's like one flew from the cuckoo's nest, man. Seriously.
It is. Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, does he know? Does he know or not? Is it you or is it not? I don't know, man. For me, it's like this. One flew over the cuckoo's nest, Sal. Listen, beautiful Sal Warner. Thank you for coming in. And always a pleasure. I'm looking forward to do more Wednesday shows with you. Sal, for people that don't know you, they should know you. Please shout out your Twitter. Where can people find you? You're on the chatterbox. You have your own channel. Please endorse yourself.
You can follow me on Twitter, X at Stretford Post, spelt normally, and YouTube, Stretford Post. I'm here every morning and afternoon. Chatterbox, Breaking Dawn and Chatterbox. So Stretford Post on YouTube and Stretford Post on Instagram. All spelt normally. Give us a follow, give us a subscription, and don't forget to support Man U FC TV and Mick Ruby, of course.
Thank you so much. But what we all can do here, peeps, can we only laugh off a city, right? Can we? I love the guy with the one tooth. I love the guy with one tooth. And of course, of course. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, beautiful people, thank you everyone for coming in. Thanks for the super chat donation as well from Ray Carl Brown, that's super chat, and we became a member as well. And everyone that's tuned in this morning, I hope you really, really enjoyed the show. This has been Mick Ruby, gassing it up, having a morning brew, and hope you all wake up with my man all the way from Abu Dhabi that way, Mr. Sal Warner. Thank you guys, and please come back for the live presser as we'll be covering it at, what is it? I think it's about 1 p.m. UK time. Ruben Amorim speaking against the head game of Bodø Glimt, and we'll be live 100%. Until then, people, stay beautiful and don't let the Pep bite.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching MUFC Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.